Today's episode is sponsored by our friends at Rakuten. Now, we don't ever do anything scripted, mostly because we can't be trusted to learn lines or do any additional work. But today is a very special day for you because we have a chilling and harrowing narrative. We have accents. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. It is peak Trixie and Katya, which means it is absolutely absurd and stupid, and you're going to love it. And thanks to our friends at Rakuten for getting us out of bed and pretending to put wigs on and scream today. I really appreciate it, and you're going to love it. It's easy to sign up, and membership is free. The stores pay Rakuten a commission for sending them shoppers, and Rakuten shares the commission with its members. You get paid via check or PayPal quarterly. Start all your shopping trips at Rakuten.com or get the Rakuten app and start saving today because your cash back really adds up.
This episode of The Bald and the Beautiful is sponsored by Ritual. This is kind of a weird segue, but have you ever bailed on a party simply because you're so bloated you'd have to wear sweatpants out? No shame. Ritual literally created Symbiotic Plus with that weird gut stuff in mind. It contains clinically studied prebiotics, probiotics, and a postbiotic to support a balanced gut microbiome. That's 3 types of biotics, okay? I love Ritual because I go through hell with my bloated gas body. Now, they have a daily 3-in-1 prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic with 2 of the world's most clinically studied probiotic strains to support the relief of mild and occasional bloating gas. And guess what? Diarrhea! Symbiotic Plus and Ritual are here to celebrate, not hide your insides. There's no more shame in your gut game. That's why Ritual is offering my listeners 30% off during your first month. Visit ritual.com/bald to start Ritual or add Symbiotic Plus to your subscription today. This episode is sponsored by Pure for Men. In this day and age, you need to be ready for anything because life will not wait for you, darling, sweetie. And when that big spontaneous moment falls into your lap, what if you weren't just ready, you were confident? That's exactly what our sponsor, Pure for Men, is all about. Pure for Men offers the leading cleanliness fiber supplement that helps keep you confident from daytime to playtime. Their Stay Ready fiber supplement is a unique blend of psyllium husk, aloe vera, chia seeds, and flaxseed. Just 2 servings a day and you can experience their proven results, backed by clinical studies. The Stay Ready fiber improved participants' confidence and readiness for intimacy at short notice by 89%. Real talk, guys. I did a commercial for Pure for Men back in the day when they were getting started, and I was a little skeptical, but you know what? They have stood the test of time, and I stand by their products 100%. So don't just get ready, stay ready with Pure for Men Stay Ready Fiber. Visit puremen.co/baldandbeautiful and get 20% off with promo code BALD20. That's puremen.co/baldandbeautiful, promo code BALD20.
Oh my gosh, we are here on the pod today. Elephant in the room, not you.
What?
Elephant in the room.
We didn't even start yet.
We swapped out our beloved Katya for an icon, a legend, a star, a multi award-winning Emmy winner, Grammy winner, world touring sensation, somebody who basically put how to do a comedy special on the map. We have Kathy Griffin in the studio today.
Yay, I love her.
I'm
oh
so
my God,
excited.
she's fantastic.
You are fantastic.
I'm still singing my own praises. I'm on the D-list now and forever, Trixie.
That's true. You know,
Back on the D-list where I belong.
I am vibrating with horniness about what to ask you because normally when we have a guest, I have to learn about them. I really know too much about you.
Yeah.
So I have to go back to the D-list because
Of course.
I feel like the more time has gone on, I rewatched it last year and I was like, it really is prolific what you did.
Thank you. I'm so proud of that. Like, I'll never understand these people that have, if you're lucky enough to be known for a show or a record or whatever, and they're like, don't talk to me about that. That's my old persona. I love it when people say, I watched the D-List as a kid, or I watched it with my mom, or it's nostalgic. I love it. I'm all for it. So thank you.
At the time, I feel like it was obviously almost, while it was on like cult level, like people who watched it lived by it. And then as you got awards and stuff, the secret kind of got out.
Yeah.
But even the earlier seasons, how did you pitch something that was it was almost post-reality show, what you were doing?
It was, you know what? I couldn't do that show today because there aren't any shows on that are that real. You know, now that we're in sort of the Kardashian, the Hills, like that's when it became what they call soft scripted. Mm-hmm. But the D-List was so real. And first of all, the schedule was insane because I think it was only 6 episodes, season 1, and we shot for 6 months. which was nuts.
Because
So
they're actually taping like a doc.
they're just taping you, hoping you say some funny shit. And so they came with me everywhere. I came up with the episode ideas based around my schedule because I'm truly such a D-lister that basically I said, we don't need to make up anything. You just need to follow my ass around and see the crazy people in my life and what I do. Like, because they would pitch stuff in the later seasons like, what if you're on a golf cart and you don't know how to drive it? I'm like, okay, that's never been done.
You're like, by the way, I don't know how to drive it.
No, why would I? I'm
Give
too
me
famous.
the golf cart.
And so, they always wanted to like try to kill me. Like they were like, what if you jumped out of a plane? I'm like, what if I didn't? What if I didn't? What if I lived?
All your haters behind the scenes are like, what if she
Do
was
it.
buried alive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ratings.
It's pretty amazing because the way I recall it is reality TV was still kind of finding its footing, and you created something that almost was spoofing having your own reality show. But
I
it
wanted to
wasn't.
be a sitcom disguised as a reality show. Because I really, what NBC did was they told me I was going to get my own Seinfeldian type of expensive 4-camera sitcom with a live audience and big money. And then they said, actually, we think we don't need to hire any writers and we can just follow you around and you're funny, which like an idiot, I took as a compliment. But
You're like, so you want me to do all the work for the same money? Love it.
Oh, a fraction. So there were no writers, there were no segment producers. It was just, a good production company. But by the way, their only other show that they had ever done was Celebrity Poker Showdown, which was also on Bravo.
Love.
So they went from that to like, okay, we're getting on Southwest with Katya Griffin, and we're going to visit her on her gig in Poughkeepsie. And, that was my life. And I used to say to them, my life is that show, whether you film it or not.
Right.
So honestly, the D-List has never stopped for me. There are still episodes every week. It's just my life. No one's taping them.
Well, it's sort of on you're very active on social media,
Yeah.
so you can kind of get a taste of the D-List.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the bigger your houses get,
Right.
the harder it is to use that D-List word.
It's harder. Right. And the more the Kardashians send me flowers, because, I had to make nice with them.
Right.
Because I'm scared of the mother.
Well, you should be.
I believe she's killed people. Now, I'm not saying she meant it, and I'm not saying she personally killed them, but I believe she has what they call called out hits or put out hits.
Do you think if she adopted you, it'd be good for your career?
Absolutely. I have begged.
You'd be like, here's my sex tape, and people
Here's
are
my
like,
sex. Yawn. I know, they don't care. I actually have put out 7 sex tapes. You've just never heard of any of them. That's how D-List I
they
am.
get scrubbed from the internet.
Yes, no one cares. But yes, what about you? What if Kris Jenner said, I'm going to manage you?
I would probably have to dye my hair dark. Because don't the
Okay.
Jenners, don't the Jenner Kardashian family is all dark hair?
Yeah, but remember, they go through phases. Remember, Kim had that like
She was
silvery blonde.
Yes.
The dark Pete Davidson months.
Right.
And they were dark
The
ones.
mere weeks.
The mere weeks of that confusion.
Didn't you love the did you see the where was my wedding? Italy. Who sang at my wedding?
Right.
Andrea Bocelli.
Right.
They're saying you stole my wedding country
You stole my wedding. You stole Dolce and Gabbana.
from me.
Both of them.
And I owned them.
Right.
I had them locked away.
Locked away because Kris signed some sort of deal in blood with them as well.
It was, what the great thing about D-List too is we got, in the first season, you really did sell it as D-List. We see you sometimes doing your own makeup.
Oh, yeah.
We see you sometimes, and then we have
I
these.
still do that like on the road. I don't like bring anybody on the road.
No,
I'm
me
too
neither.
cheap for that.
Thank you.
Like I could.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to pocket that money.
Yeah.
No way.
The only nice thing about a glam team is if you look bad, you get to blame someone.
Oh, nice. Your fault.
Whereas if I'm on something and I look bad, I'm like, you
Oh,
fucker.
that was
Like, open
me.
your eyes.
Ouch,
Yeah.
owning it. I hate that.
Yeah. But on my D-List, we got to see you, once you started actually genuinely snatching trophies, it was like, well, we're watching someone's career reach a peak in a way that because it felt real, it felt so gratifying to watch you get those wins.
No
'Cause they
one
were
was more
real.
surprised than I. Never in my life. I remember this is an industry that has told me for decades, your nose is too big, you're too fat, you're too this, and over and over and over. And
And that's just
then-
for me.
just from you and your family.
Yeah.
And your
My
family.
mother,
To
yeah.
bring your mother into this, of all people. But that was shocking to me. And then, of course, by the way, then I thought, oh, I'm going to get like that quick episode pickup and then they're going to pay me $5. No, They still like didn't pick up the show until after the contract expired. And then every season I would foot the first like 3 weeks of filming because Bravo still hadn't officially picked up the show. But
Yes.
there'd be something happening in my life that I knew would be gold for the show. And I'd be like, let's just film. So I had no like leverage.
That is so
I
interesting
was too
because
happy to do it.
they always say in TV, like, don't spend your own money. They're always like, don't spend your own money. But in reality, when they haven't renewed something, like we
Right.
just filmed season 2 of Trixie Motel.
Yeah.
And by the way, your show was such an inspiration for that.
Oh,
Of
thanks.
course.
Thanks. Well, I love your show. It's awesome.
Thank you.
And also just having the hotel as the backdrop is brilliant. And you as your character and all the stuff you improvise is awesome.
Thank you. Well, we got the Salt Lake City girls there a few weeks ago.
I saw every minute of
screaming
it.
and drinking, Kathy.
I have watched every frame of those non-Mormons.
It's fierce.
I don't know if there's one Mormon on the show.
It's incredible how it's like, I don't know if your son should go on a mission trip. By the way, I
Right.
sell tequila. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's very high-low.
Yes.
When
She's
they
getting
choose to be
very
Mormon-
godly. Although I actually like all of them.
Of course.
Now,
Me too.
I am confused by some of them. I am confused by Whitney and her husband because I don't know. This is a problem I have. Because you know my dirty secret is I'm really good with money. Like Susie Orman is one of my best friends.
I love the Susie Orman Women and Money podcast.
She is fantastic.
She's everything
She's
to
never
me.
steered me wrong.
That is not a good
Common
investment,
sense.
girlfriend.
Denied.
Denied.
Girlfriend.
God forbid
You
somebody
listen to
calls
me,
in and
girlfriend.
and they're like, my husband spent our money on a boat. If it's a man
She
spending the
hates when
Woody's
you buy
woman's
a-
money,
no.
she loses her mind.
Right. Also,
She's
since
like,
she
you
has
should
a
be
boat.
eating pussy, girlfriend.
Right. That's right.
she wants to go
Denied.
denied.
Right. Approved.
But she's so smart. And KT, her partner,
Wife
is
of-
on it with her.
Yes.
Love
And
listening to
Katie's
that.
also like a brilliant businesswoman. So, you know, the lesbians, they always figure it out. Are you kidding me?
If you're in trouble,
Are you
call the lesbian.
kidding me?
Girl, I was in Palm Springs Pride last week, in which I know you're like the
Yeah.
mayor of Palm Springs
Sure.
in a way. I was there and I met the fire department and it
Okay.
was all gay guys. And I was like, yeah, the fire department's gay guys. And then I went,
Right.
wait a minute. We want the lesbians.
Right. Who's going to
putting
really
out
put out the
fires.
fire? And who's going to get that ladder out of the truck in under 4 seconds?
No kidding. Do
A
I want a gay
lesbian.
guy running into a room and going,
No.
it's smoky in here?
No.
Like, I
Worry
want,
about his figure? No.
a lesbian
I want
would.
a lesbian who's gets the job done.
Thank you. Like,
Yeah.
like the zip line through the window,
Right.
save the baby, breastfeed even. Like,
Right.
we're all make it
right.
out.
Right.
It was just, D-List was amazing and you just deserved everything. You really helped
thanks.
create a whole genre of television.
You know, I was really inspired by, believe it or not, I really loved Osbourne's and Nick and Jessica.
Osbourne's was
And I
fierce.
knew Nick and Jessica was real. And I did have a conversation with them. I said, how do you guys do this when you're like actually married? And I remember Nick Lachey saying, don't ever let them film in the bedroom. And I was like, okay, that's my rule. It went out the window episode 1.
Girl.
Because you go where the funny stuff happens.
Totally.
If I'm being funny and I walk into the bedroom, get that camera in there.
Yeah.
I might not be funny for 17 or 18 more minutes.
You have a 3-minute window a day where I'm entertaining and
Yeah,
the rest
let's
is me
go.
spooning
Rolling.
pudding. Thank you.
Yeah.
I remember my first, like when we sold Trixie Motel, I was like, well, I just don't want my relationship in it. It's a reno show. They're like,
Right.
your partner's in it.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, bitch. And I'm like, well, what
whether
if
they
we
like
get in
it
a
or
fight?
not.
They're like, we'll be there.
Yeah.
I'm like, great.
Right.
But that's really like Reno and all that is soft script. But with your show, you could really tell that sink or swim. Those cameras were just
Yeah.
there.
They were there. I mean,
in your house is a different level of invasive too.
yeah. And also, you know, I didn't even know that like other people that have reality shows don't film at their actual house. Like,
That
I was
is
such
so
an idiot.
crazy
That was
to
my
me.
real house. And we didn't have like, they just took the garage and made it Video Village, like where they're watching to see like what the
Oh yeah,
cameras
no
are
air
doing.
conditioning.
Many times we had one camera,
Love.
one. And a big day was 2.
And you were thankful for it.
Oh yeah, 2 camera day was like woohoo, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And also I was lucky that I really had an instinct that my mom and dad would pop. And thank God the network's notes every year were more John and Maggie. And they became like the beloved. In fact, I wish they would have done a spinoff because my mom and dad were so naturally funny. And you know how that is. Sometimes when people are on camera on a reality show, they turn into a different person. Like without naming names, have you ever had anybody on your show where you're filming and then all of a sudden you go, oh, this person's not acting like themselves at all. They're kind of freaking out.
Well, sometimes people do what they think you're supposed to do on TV. Like
Which
I know
like be outrageous or what?
Like when people audition for Drag Race, I know that they kind of put on a persona a
Yeah.
lot of times. But like on our show, on Trixie Motel, the reason David is compelling is because he doesn't want to be on television.
Right.
And like your
So he's
parents,
real.
people who don't care what
Right.
the camera thinks,
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, my parents were like 90. They were going to use this as a stepping stone to their career.
They're at a TV
They
table
did it until
insulting
they
you.
died. I basically killed them with reality television. I killed them with that show.
What a way to go.
Oh my God. My mother lived for her fame. She would go to the gay Starbucks in Santa Monica.
And pretend to be inconvenienced by being noticed.
Pretend to not have any money. And a gay picked up her tab, and I am not even kidding. First of all, she would bitch to the barista about how expensive it was, because in her day it was a quarter. Then some gay, a bear, an otter, whatever, would be behind her. Next thing you know, she didn't pay for a Starbucks for 7 years.
And she was like, "Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Is it
Oh,
okay?"
I can't find my damn pocketbook. She knew where the money was.
She
was
fucking
just
knew
cheap.
where it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Tonight's episode of the Trixie and Katya Dinner Theater is proudly brought to you by Rakuten. Rakuten, the best way to get cash back while you shop. It is the day before Black Friday, the most momentous shopping day of the year. An unseasonably warm Southern California fall afternoon has gently faded, and the stars are just beginning to appear in the sky. As a cool breeze makes its way through a narrow canyon near the world-famous Hollywood sign, we see a gleaming mid-century modern house nestled against a hillside. As we enter the living room, we find two fabulously gorgeous drag queens who go by the names of Trixie and Katya, frantically searching around for something very important. Feathers, sequins, and makeup are scattered everywhere.
Trixie, where did we put our secret coupon stash? Tomorrow is Black Friday, and we have to find it in order to maximize our savings potential.
Oh, this is positively rotten, Katya. I can't remember either. I had oodles upon oodles of coupons for the latest designer clothes, signature fragrances, and home essentials. Whatever shall we do to recover such a valuable chest of savings? Oh, the humanity!
This is an absolute crisis. Our entire life savings is in that coupon stash. Trixie, if we can't find it, what is the alternative? Tell me, just regular shopping with no cash back? I think not. I once made a promise to a starry-eyed 22-year-old kid named Brian from the mean streets of Boston that he would never, and I mean never, ever shop without a ridiculously good deal ever again. And as Mesopotamian goddess demoness Lamashtu as my witness, I am not about to break that promise. Also, that boy was me. Who could be that at such a horrendous hour?
Hi there, hey there, ho there, Queenies. Who's that?
Why, it's my sassy Midwestern neighbor, Maud. She must have heard the commotion and come over to investigate. Hey, Maud.
I heard your shouts of terror from across the street. So what are you two preternaturally young, beautiful, and flawless queens so stressed about?
Oh, Maud, we're in a waking nightmare. I've somehow misplaced our shockingly valuable coupon stash. It's a travesty wrapped within a calamity, stuffed inside a quagmire, frosted with a catastrophe, all wrapped up in an enigma.
Oh, you still use coupons? You gals gotta get with the times. Haven't you ever heard the easiest way to save money while shopping? It's called Rakuten.
Gesundheit?
No, I didn't sneeze, you dense but drop-dead gorgeous drag goddess. I said Rakuten. Maud, you're truly not helping with this gibberish you keep speaking. Listen, I would rather open mouth kiss Katya than pay full price for Egyptian cotton sheets at Neiman Marcus tomorrow. So stop saying weird sounding words and help us locate our coupon stash. Oh, you sad, naive, but exquisitely stunning women have never really heard of Rakuten? Why, it's the easiest way to get cash back at hundreds of stores across every single category, including fashion, beauty, electronics, home essentials, dining, and so much more.
For the love of God, Maud, please stop flapping your gums and help us find these coupons.
Oh, it's such a shame that behind those impeccably perfect porcelain-esque faces, little pea brains are in there, huh? How did y'all not know about Rakuten? They have 17 million members who are already saving. Heck, Rakuten members have earned over $4.6 billion in cash back.
It's more than a little odd that you have these exact figures at the ready, Mod.
For the last time, you perfect human specimens. It's called Rakuten. You can get the free Rakuten app or download the free browser extension. Not only do you get cash back on every purchase, but Rakuten also helps you find the best deals and coupons. If only there was some easy, convenient way we could stack Black Friday store sales and deals on top of cash back to maximize our savings.
I wish there was a world where we could shop for everyone on our gift list this holiday season and get cash back while enjoying huge Black Friday and
Cyber Monday deals.
Ugh, you girls are hopeless. I missed Helen Mirren's annual Tupperware party for this. Come to think of it, I do know this place with a funny name that starts with R. I wonder if that might save us from a shopping tragedy tomorrow.
Wait, you mean to tell me that we've been searching for these coupons for 72 hours straight and you've known of something that could save us from this personal hell we've constructed for ourselves?
Oh, I'll start at the beginning. During a short break on our Trixie and Katya Live World Tour, trademark, I went on a walkabout in the Australian outback. Suffice to say, I got lost. Really lost. And then out of nowhere, actor, producer, and Academy Award winner Cate Blanchett appeared from behind a eucalyptus tree amidst a cloud of shimmering rainbow-colored glitter. She looked straight into my very soul and said, "Trixie, you look fabulous. Extreme dehydration really accentuates your cheekbones, but your overwhelming elegance, grace, and allure are not why I'm here. I've materialized to tell you about an amazing phenomenon that'll change your life and the way you shop. It's called Rakuten. Every time you shop with Rakuten, you can earn cash back on clothing and shoes for the fashionista, toys and games for the little ones, electronics for the tech connoisseur, and kitchen or home essentials for the ultimate host or hostess in your life. And right now, from Black Friday all the way through Cyber Monday, you can shop with the highest cashback rates of the year, all the way up to 15% cashback at the stores where you're already shopping. Tahee. And then she hopped on a pink Pegasus and rode it on a rainbow into the sky while singing.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Stop the presses. Please, Tina! Are you going to sit there with an absolute straight face and tell me that I can get up to 15% cash back from Rakuten from Black Friday all the way through Cyber Monday?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did Cate Blanchett stutter?
And this is on top of the already great holiday deals I can get while shopping at Michael Kors, Macy's, Ray-Ban, Elf Cosmetic, and Ulta?
Well, you left out Samsung, Levi's, Nike, H&M, and Dyson.
Woo! I'm so excited I may have just peed a little bit.
I peed a lot. That's why I'm getting a new Dyson tomorrow.
I still don't know if I can trust two-time Oscar winner Cate Blanchett. How do I sign up?
Well, I'm so very happy you asked me in that way that seemed totally natural and normal. Let me tell you, it's easy to sign up and membership is free. You can start all your shopping trips at Rakuten.com or get the Rakuten app to start saving today. Your cashback really adds up.
I'm so sorry. I didn't hear that last part. Could you say that again?
Go to Rakuten.com or get the Rakuten app to start saving today.
And may Lamash to bless us, everyone.
I will say too, I mentioned this, I think you're here because you saw a clip of me talking about your amazing career and all your accolades.
Oh my God, that was so I was practically crying. That was so sweet.
Never expected you to do that. We have a mutual friend, Sia.
Yes.
And that's how I got connected to you, but I never thought you would see that. I just was in bed one night and I was like thinking of your whole career and everything, and I was just like, you just have achieved so much.
Oh my
and
God.
without rich white straight men throwing money at you.
They don't care for me.
I know.
And by the way, on this tour, the name of the tour is Kathy Griffin, the My Life on the PTSD-List tour. And because, I've been through some shit. But the other thing is, I am sorry. I am not looking to broaden my base this time at all. My whole career, it's like, get the younger people, get the straight. No. I just want my ladies and gays. I just want my ladies and gays to come out because who am I kidding? It's always been ladies and gays, and I've been fine. So I have since I was, canceled with the whole Trump thing and everything, this is my first tour in 6 years. So people have been afraid to hire me.
In America.
Yes. And overseas, I'm a freaking hero. But
Right.
people have been afraid to hire me for 6 years.
I'm probably going to get this condo taken away for you being here.
Shh. Say it was Reba. Say it was Reba.
I'm going to blur out just your face and
Yeah.
tell people you're going to have to pick up a Southern accent, but
Or Kathy Lee Gifford.
Or Kathy Lee Griffin.
You know.
I was reviewing because I've seen all your specials, and some of the early ones you can tell it's just like you have all this raw talent, and especially your first special is called like Hot Cup of Talk, I think. And you even mentioned like how low budget the special was.
Oh yeah,
you look gorgeous.
Oh,
you're hilarious. You're in like a cheese. The
I was
background
just
of this.
getting my feet wet. Like
you're so young and
I haven't seen them since they came out, but I remember. First of all, I remember thinking I bombed at that first taping, and I think I even cried between shows because they do let you tape twice.
Right.
And it was at the Fillmore in San Francisco. And I think the other comic that night was David Cross, who is brilliant, but not a good combo with me.
Right.
So, of course, I was like, I think they love David. And I think they looked at me like, why is that Lindsay Lohan story taking so long?
Well,
I'm like, because I have a lot to say
actually?
about her.
20 at the time?
Okay, I'm 63 now. Well, first of all, I started really late. So I wasn't even on television until I was 36.
Right.
So I did my first commercial at 18 in Chicago. And then I didn't have like a TV job.
Oh yeah,
I was in the Groundlings for a million years. Like I just couldn't get a break. And then finally I started doing stand-up and everything changed. And then I got like 5 guest spots in 1 year. And then I got on the show Suddenly Susan. And then after that, that led to HBO specials. Then that led to Bravo saying, we want to do specials and have you do an unscripted sitcom. And then the D-List started and then lots of specials. And I have done 21 stand-up specials and I loved every second of it.
And for a while, you were putting them out like
For
at
a year.
least one a year.
Yeah, 1 or 2 a year.
You came out with them so fast. I mean, I remember Hot Cup of Talk, which is so early, and you must have been like your mid-30s in that.
Yeah,
You're
probably.
so young. And then I think maybe the second one was Allegedly, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
And I mean, even those early ones, you just were doing something no one had done. And if I know correctly, you have bought back a lot of your specials?
I bought back my entire library and I bought back My Life on the D-List because
How does that work?
first of all, nobody wants it, which is the joke.
Oh,
So
they're like,
no,
can I
no.
buy this? They're like, please.
No, thanks. No, I mean, I thought the streamers were going to be lining up for the big check, not even Peacock. And I actually think it's because Andy Cohen like hates me so much.
You thought maybe after the cancellation, D-List would have been like hot commodity. Buy it now.
Yeah, because first of all, so much time has passed since the Trump thing. I thought, well, people aren't mad at me anymore, so maybe they've sort of forgiven me, and now they can go, we actually liked her during the D-List. She's harmless. But I think, now it's, like I said, I think that I probably have burned every bridge I have at NBC Universal. I hate to say that because when I think back on like my issues with Andy Cohen, I swear to God, I never meant for it to go south. I would hit him up when he was my executive and be like, please, can this segment with Lily Tomlin be longer? She stayed overnight in Canada, film with us for free. She's amazing. Like, I was so naive. I didn't get that whether it was Andy or someone else, a male executive saw that as difficult or bitchy or whatever. But that's probably what started it. And I have to say, I came to have that kind of a relationship with Les Moonves, who used to be the head of CBS, Jeff Zucker, who used to be the head of CNN. But honestly, I always thought when I was corresponding with these guys, number one, I didn't know they are appalled when the talent personally reaches out. Like, I didn't know those guys would be like, how dare you contact me personally?
And then the people under them feel like you went over their head or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But I thought that's what a business person did. And the guys that I know, my peers, that's what they all did. So I was like, well, I'm just doing what the guys talked about. And it worked for them. But, it's definitely been ridiculously tough in that area. And now what scares me is there's only like a handful of older white dudes that control everything. Like David Zaslav now owns CNN, Discovery Networks. Like they own so much. I don't even know the executives anymore. Like I've been canceled so long. I don't know who's running CBS or ABC. Like I guess Bob Iger is ABC, Disney.
I mean, and you never know behind the scenes, the tree of who's in charge of you technically, you never know who is on your team or not.
Yeah.
Because some people, I was on a show where they renewed after someone was moved and they were like, oh, that was the person who didn't like your show. And then when someone else was hired,
Right.
You never know what the complicated puzzle
Right.
is of why that yes or no got to you.
Right.
And for
Right.
you especially, I mean, this is also, you got to think a lot of years ago, it's not even great for women in comedy now.
No.
Think decades ago.
I wish I could say it was better. And when I meet younger girl comics, I wish I could say, well, Joan Rivers went through that, so you don't have to or whatever. But Joan and I would talk about that all the time. And she would say, because Joan was Phyllis Diller. And Joan would say, Phyllis and I talk about this, how it's just as bad now as it was in Phyllis's time.
And bad in new ways.
Right. And I would say to Joan, I don't think it's better for me. Look, it's somewhat better. I shouldn't say that because Joan had it harder than I, for sure.
Of course.
But I am shocked at how it hasn't gotten better. And I'm still disappointed that there aren't more women, people of color, gay people at the really upper echelon levels. Like I call them the check signers because there are a lot of powerful people that are ladies and gays, people of color, both, whatever. But I'm talking the really big check signers and the ones who can look at someone like me now that I've been through a controversy and just go, just too much trouble. And I didn't know that. So, making friends with the executives, I don't know if it really does anything because they kind of like, Joan Rivers used to call them movable heads. Ironic that I would make a head joke.
Right.
But she was like, you can take the head off one and put them on the other. And she would say, just do the best work. And so I thought, well, the D-List is a good show. It does well. It's winning awards. And I kind of got canned anyway. But that's always been the toughest part for me to navigate because I'm still like that. I don't know, not like a little kid, but I'm still that comic that I'm just so consumed with what's making you laugh that I still struggle with like the politics of it.
Totally.
And I don't know, like my mom would say, your problem, Kathleen, is you always kiss the wrong ass. You want to know the right ass to kiss. You're kissing the wrong ass.
She's like, I'm fine with you kissing asses.
But pick
you gotta
the right
pick the
ass
right one.
for once.
Yeah.
Right.
The
I've
gays
been
would say
kissing-
you're rimming the wrong ass.
I've been rimming the wrong asses.
Yeah.
Learn from me, young people. Learn from me. Rim the right ass.
Rim the right ass,
Yeah,
people.
think about your rimming.
I have to think too. I mean, that went from that. And whenever I watched D-List, I'm always like, I know in the beginning, and I don't want to count your money. I'm like, I know they weren't giving this whore $1 million in production money.
No, I made money on touring.
Exactly. I was like, God, they probably begrudgingly renewed it every year. Like, fine.
Like I said, when the contract had already expired,
right.
Then there were like a lot of discussions. And then it was kind of like, okay. And then I think it went to 8 episodes a year. And I don't think it ever went more than 8. So then it became, and this is probably another reason the network people hate me, because I would be saying, I know I have 12 episodes in me. Like, come on, it's a low budget show. It's doing well. And they were just hell bent on 8. And I probably should have just shut up, but I just kept thinking, I'm going to win him over this time. And I mean, I still have a little bit of that in me.
Well, you actually do win them over because you're still here and you've gotten to pretty much achieve, everything you ever in your wildest dreams. Wildest dreams, Kathy.
Wildest dreams.
You've done things that
I would even know Joan Rivers.
Right.
Is beyond.
Crazy.
The fact that we would be friends and I would have had the glory of having conversations with her about the art of stand-up comedy is like beyond. The people I've been lucky enough to be in the same room with. Like I had a little teeny part in a movie with Robin Williams and I got to like observe him all day on set. And I just was like jaw like this. And so I am still such a nerd in that area. I love seeing my idols. I love seeing just raw talent. Yeah. Like whether they're famous or not, but that's why you're thing here. Where you're like,
to see the raw talent.
That's right. Raw.
Whether or not anyone knows who they are.
Whether or not you put makeup on or not.
Right. I also think it's interesting
you should start to put your makeup on.
Do you think? Don't you think I have one of those natural faces? I know you got out of the shower,
but good God.
Oh my gosh. I know I look pretty rough.
You look pretty.
You look gorgeous. Everybody in a picture next to me looks like they just stepped out of the shower. No matter how much makeup you have on, everyone's just like a normal child and then this giant woman.
No, I wear some glitter and some lashes for you.
You look
the least
gorgeous.
I could do.
You've always been gorgeous.
Oh,
and
stop it.
Whoever does all your specials, you've always looked great. They get you together. The hair, the makeup, everything.
They do. It's an hours-long situation, as you know, but it's important.
Well, good thing you have a lot of gays in your corner.
Oh, yeah.
You just did a cruise.
I'm not going to let some heterosexual people near me. They're dangerous. They're dangerous.
Mary, when I do a photo shoot and it's a straight person behind the camera, I go, so what are we doing here?
Right.
I was on a shoot once. It was
how about when they want to shoot you from the floor?
Honey, baby, darling.
No, get up, stand up. Stand up, sir.
Get up.
Get
why
up,
are you on the ground?
Right. Why
there are 3
I
flights of stairs down.
And why aren't you in a harness from the ceiling?
Why aren't you in a Diana Ross, when you want to take a picture of me?
And where's the fucking wind machine?
Yeah, a ladder should drop from the ceiling. A helicopter should carry you away. Right. And you take it for about 100 yards in the sky.
You'll get it in one shot.
You'll get it in one shot.
You'll get it in one shot.
And if you don't, I'm leaving.
Not my fault.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was on a shoot once and this guy, it was all this natural side light.
Ugh.
And
What is it, Law and Order? Give me a break.
the guy goes, I go, don't you worry about like the side light? He goes, oh, don't worry. I'm a master manipulator of light. And I go,
Okay.
are you Thomas Kincaid?
Right.
Are you Steven Spielberg? Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here?
Right.
I'm not
Right.
buying it.
No.
I need the beauty dish. I know you like it too.
I
the
like
fantasy.
a Ring of Fire. That's why like I learned from stuff like fucking Barbara Walters, who scared the shit out of me till the day she died, but I loved her.
Of course.
And she would go, "You've got to have an undofill. Well, was your undofill?" And then I was like, I didn't quite know what it was, but I started going, "Yeah, where's the underfill? I need an underfill."
You're like, who's Phil?
Yeah, and why isn't he under me?
Right.
Get him. He's
Yeah.
good lighting. He's a master of manipulation.
Yeah.
A master of manipulation.
I learned from watching Rue because you've judged Drag Race. We
yeah.
met on season 7 because you judged.
Yes, I
You judged the
know.
naked runway,
Yeah.
which was great. They're like, you're gonna walk naked, and then Kathy Griffin's gonna
Right.
watch, and we're all like, first time on TV, like, okay.
Yeah, I know.
And we walk out there, and you're sitting there, and Rue, like when they say her name,
Yeah.
they're like Rue, and she's like, she turns her head that much, and I was just like, why isn't she looking? I'm like, the
Right.
lighting,
Yeah.
the magic. Well, Oprah does the same thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, what did you say?
Right.
You get this much rotation.
There's just eye movement.
Yeah, she just knows.
Yeah.
You just did a cruise with the gays, which is about how many have you done?
It was, and I'd like some kind of fucking prize.
I know.
It was my 18th gay cruise. Now, my husband,
That's more than gay guys do.
I know, my husband, who's my tour manager, it was his 12th gay cruise. Yeah, he's been around for a while. We've been together 13 years. So, yeah, he's seen it all. And so this time,
Disgusting people on those cruises.
are you talking about the Guns and Hoses party?
I'm talking about KG, alcohol, uppers, downers, candy
Yeah.
corns, butt plugs, tongue up the
Oh, yeah.
ass in the daylight.
Yeah. And you know what they do? First of all, they have dry erase boards on each cabin door. And so the messages are mostly scheduling. So it's like 8 a.m. spin class, 10 low carb breakfast, 11 I'm a sloppy bottom, call me Jonathan, cabin 1411.
Yes.
And then and I took pictures of some. One of them was a guy who just wrote, "Do you like piss?" Question mark. And
Consent
then-
matters.
That's right. And then there was another one just like, "Who wants to get pummeled instead of fucked?"
Well,
Which
that's
is
sweet.
specific.
Well, I guess pummeling is harder.
Harder and faster, like jackhammer style is what I took it to mean. And then I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm basically like a giant A-lister on a gay cruise. Like
Mary, of course you
I'm
are.
like Britney Spears. I don't mean to, and we'll get to her in a minute. But
I was going to ask about the knife
kind of have to
dancing.
hide in my cabin. Because
Of
once the
course.
boys see me, then they decorate my cabin door. And they did this time, but they didn't do it to the last day. But over the years, I'm alleging this. I'm alleging that over the years, I've had gays banging on my cabin door at 3 a.m. after they've left deck 8 where they have lasers by Kyle. And just banging on the door, being like, "Come on out here, cunt. We love you, Gash.
It's a
Get
little
out
assaulting.
here." Yes.
We know you're in there, you ugly
You
cunt.
smelly hole.
Yeah.
We love you, bitch.
Get
Yeah.
out here, you wet
Right.
pussy. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
But
And
which really means for gay people,
it means I love
good
you.
evening.
Yeah. Good evening. How are you?
Best wishes.
And I'm owned and operated, honey. I don't fool myself.
Right.
I was purchased by gays in about 1994. And
The
they kept
deed.
the receipt.
Right.
So they showed, "Bitch, we own and operate you." So I show up and I dance like a goddamn monkey grinder.
Well,
And
look-
I tell my little jokes. And the Late Show, I'm just going to say, I've likened it to doing a kid's party. Because in the
'Cause
Late
they're
Show,
blackout, Mary.
right. But the first 40 minutes, they're like loud and proud.
But
and
it
then,
devolves.
Wait, sorry, yeah. And then I can't trust them to stay in their seats because then they start going to the restroom and hooking up there.
Thank you. Well, at least they're not doing it in the seats like Lauren
Right.
Boebert.
Oh my God.
Do you love that?
Yes.
Vaping and jerking it.
Vaping and jerking it with
Katya
that
and I had
dude.
a field day with that shit.
Right. And wait, what was the play?
Beetlejuice the musical.
Right,
Nothing
which-
sexy. It's not Ghost the
No,
musical.
it's adorable.
It's Beetlejuice.
It must have been the most adorable handy she's ever seen.
Up there doing Tim Burton shit. And you're
Yeah.
like, are you horny?
Right.
Like,
Who isn't?
who isn't?
Right.
This episode of The Bald and the Beautiful is sponsored by Ritual. This is kind of a weird segue, but have you ever bailed on a party simply because you're so bloated you'd have to wear sweatpants out? No shame. Ritual literally created Symbiotic Plus with that weird gut stuff in mind. It contains clinically studied prebiotics, probiotics, and a postbiotic to support a balanced gut microbiome. That's 3 types of biotics, okay? I love Ritual because I go through hell with my bloated gas body. I go through hell with it, and it gets me right together. I love being gas-free at a party. No shame, no embarrassment. Ritual does me so good. Now, they have a daily 3-in-1 prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic with 2 of the world's most clinically studied probiotic strains to support the relief of mild and occasional bloating gas. And guess what? Diarrhea! Now, why include a postbiotic? It provides fuel to the cells that make up the gut lining and supports a healthy gut barrier. Honey, that's a win-win when it comes to poo-poo in the pool. Symbiotic Plus and Ritual are here to celebrate, not hide your insides. There's no more shame in your gut game. That's why Ritual is offering my listeners 30% off during your first month. Visit ritual.com/bald to start Ritual or add Symbiotic Plus to your subscription today.
This episode is sponsored by Pure for Men. In this day and age, you need to be ready for anything because life will not wait for you, darling, sweetie. And when that big spontaneous moment falls into your lap, what if you weren't just ready, you were confident? That's exactly what our sponsor, Pure for Men, is all about. Pure for Men offers the leading cleanliness fiber supplement that helps keep you confident from daytime to playtime. Their Stay Ready fiber supplement is a unique blend of psyllium husk, aloe vera, chia seeds, and flaxseed. Just 2 servings a day and you can experience their proven results, backed by clinical studies. The Stay Ready fiber improved participants' confidence and readiness for intimacy at short notice by 89%. This unique proprietary blend has 80% more fiber per capsule than what's in the market, so you know you're getting the best thing out there. Pure for Men is the brand for good health and good times, and not just that, but their products are made by gay men for members of LGBTQ+ community. Real talk, guys, I did a commercial for Pure for Men back in the day when they were getting started, and I was a little skeptical, but you know what? They have stood the test of time, and I stand by their products 100%. So don't just get ready, stay ready with Pure for Men Stay Ready Fiber. Visit puremen.co/baldandbeautiful and get 20% off with promo code BALD20. That's puremen.co/baldandbeautiful, promo code BALD20.
I just think it's incredible that you're about to go back on tour in the States.
40 cities.
40
and by the way, I just
cities.
want to say, I'm doing the real America. Like
The Richmonds.
Honey, you know my
The
opening night
Joliet,
is?
Illinois.
Literally, hello, Des Moines.
Hello,
Wait, get the
Des
list. Get the
Moines.
list. You have to. I want you to read some of the cities.
Oh, yeah. Let's do the highlights, shall
Okay,
we?
go.
Now, of course, we have the...
And I want the set without judgment. Don't do that face. Don't you dare make that face.
Listen, I'm going to start with some great ones. Palm Desert, California.
There you go. The McCallum.
Elderly retired gays.
That's right. God's waiting room. I love it.
Totally
Yes.
God's waiting room. Calgary,
I'm not above it.
obviously.
Yeah.
At the Jack Singer Concert Hall. I mean, Providence, Rhode Island.
Come on.
I've been to all these
I know.
places. It's Sacramento, San Jose, California.
I'm going
Don't
where
they do
you
the
live,
Olympics
people.
there?
Maybe.
You know, it's like New York, Milan,
Right.
Long Beach. Long Beach, California.
Look,
There's
at
nothing
least-
wrong with Long Beach.
At
It's
least
beautiful.
I've heard of Long Beach.
Yes.
There are a couple that I'm not.
Where's Red Bank, New Jersey?
Oh, I've played there. Is it the Count Basie Theater?
It's the Red Bank, New Jersey, the Count Basie
Yes,
Center
I've
for
played
the
there
Arts.
many times.
What's the vibe?
It's a theater crowds, which is good. So although that was one of the theaters that did get death threats after the Trump thing. And so I was supposed to play there 6 years ago, 6.5, and they had to cancel me because they were getting death threats from the MAGA people. So hopefully, I'm sure they've calmed down by now.
And if they won't,
an
they'll just show
election year.
up. Listen, as long as they buy a ticket.
Well, when my shows get protested, and they do, the gays just take care of it.
I love
They
getting
just
protested.
take care of
When
it.
we get protested, you know, any drag
They
stuff.
take care of it with it's not even confrontation. It's like subtle shade. Because the gays know, don't give the MAGA people really the time of day and stuff. But the gays will just go up to them and maybe it's like an insult about their outfit and then leave.
Totally.
It's like a curve.
Or the
and a
gays are
back-
always like, if
Right.
it's somebody with a sign that says like Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
gays will come up to it with a phone and be like,
Yeah.
they're like taking pictures. Like,
Throwing
Lady
gang
Bunny?
signs. Yes, of course.
I think that she used to hire a woman to dress like a church lady and protest her shows.
That's genius.
Because it is the best marketing.
That is genius. I had a church lady one time who had a little teeny card table and she was protesting me and she had cookies. And you know those gays ate those cookies. They ate every cookie. She ran
They
out
were
of
like,
cookies.
you're wrong. But
Give me a
can
cookie.
I have one of those?
I know, homemade. I would have too.
And then they came into the theater sitting there with cookies. The nerve.
Right. The nerve.
Gay
the crust.
people will turn on you for a cookie.
Oh, honey. Especially if it's homemade.
Of course they
carb.
will. I mean, you got to think all your amazing accolades, your career, the time you had in the last few years, do you really feel literally bulletproof now? I mean,
oh my God.
Nothing will ever take you down,
I
Kathy.
actually take pride in the fact that like I stood up to the Department of Justice and won and prevailed. And by the way, I don't hate the government. I didn't become like an I don't trust the government person. I actually think the FBI saved my life a couple of times. And let me say, we got to know each other quite well. The FBI was coming to the house quite often to like let me know when threats were credible versus not credible, et cetera.
Did you just sweep for bugs and everything?
Oh yeah, we did do all kinds of stuff. We had to do dogs at the venues and magnometers and all that stuff. And I'll do that again this time. Because the world isn't exactly less crazy. But the good thing is I think people will not be like afraid to come see me, at least for that reason. They should be afraid for other reasons, but not because of MAGA people protesting. But I expect them. That'll probably happen. And you know, it's happened before. I mean, when I won my first Emmy, I said, thank you. This award is my God now.
Of course.
Because I thought it was funny that people win Emmys.
Suck at Jesus.
Yes. And they say, suck at Jesus. I said, suck at Jesus.
But they're so earnest.
Because that's what God's focused on.
Right.
Your Emmy.
Yeah.
That's what she is doing with her time.
But this is Los Angeles where people find like a good parking spot and they're like, thank God.
Thank God. God willed this for me.
God got me
so
a princess
I thought everybody
spot.
would think that was the funniest joke in the world. Not so much. So there was like a big huzzarai about that. So I'm sort of used.
Which is a tiny controversy now.
Tiny.
In retrospect, it's like nothing.
I wasn't on the no-fly list for that joke.
Thank you.
I was on the no-fly list.
Do we have
for
you
2
back
months.
on planes?
I think.
Let's celebrate that, folks.
I know. I think.
Watch the first one goes down.
As if I fly a commercial, but I've heard.
Oh, yeah. Wait, do you do a bus on these tours?
No, I fly private. I'm going to lose a fortune.
I was just going to say, doesn't that eat the money?
Some of it.
But the dogs, too.
The dogs.
You fly with the dogs?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what Vanderpump does, too. She's like, you got to bring the dogs.
Stevie Nicks does that. So I do whatever Stevie says.
And I think that's what Jan Crouch did. Didn't she get in trouble for like, didn't she get in trouble because she used to use the church money? I don't know. Well, I'm with you. If I'm getting in trouble, you're here. So
I'm taking the hit. Yeah.
Kathy told me, no.
Yeah.
I think she used to fly her dogs private even with no one on it.
Oh, that's
She would
funny.
fly them to her. And that's when her church was like.
That's like a doggy private delivery.
Yeah, and that's when the church was like, is that okay to use our money for that? She was like, well, do you love the
and
Lord?
I am using all church money.
And you are sort of
again. I'm using my church money again.
Totally.
So, I'll have to run it by them.
You should become a church to go tax exempt.
You know what? I regret not being a freaking Christian comic. Those people, they do those mega churches.
Oh, sure.
And they make a fortune. Instead, I'm trying to be funny like an idiot.
I should have been. You still do colleges ever?
I do colleges sometimes, yeah.
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 Those are always weirdly.
In fact, I know you're from Milwaukee. I'm actually playing Madison instead of Milwaukee. I'll probably go back to Milwaukee, but I have to laugh at like when my agents, who I just got a month ago, because no one would touch me for 6.5 years. And so now I have an agent, a manager, and they're not afraid of me, which is glorious.
They will be.
Yep, give it a minute.
Give it time.
Get those 3 a.m. emails from me. Ooh,
yeah.
Yikes.
The best is when, oh my God, have you ever had a publicist call you and go, hey, how you doing? And you go, good. And they go, have you been on the internet today?
Yeah, have you seen anything? Yeah, that's so bad.
And you go, no. Did I win an award? And they're like, no.
And then you get the pre-diarrhea feeling.
Yeah. Have you been online today?
Mm-hmm.
It's never.
We have.
Yeah.
And here's how you should respond.
We just, or you pick up the phone and they go, hey, we have so-and-so. It's like 9 people on the call.
Yeah.
And you go, did something really good happen?
Right,
and they're like, no.
What did I win?
Yeah.
Oops.
Anything like that.
Yeah.
So you fly private and you get to the gig.
Sometimes. I'm kind of full of shit. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
You're doing Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That is amazing. College town.
But that's what cracks me up. Like I said, I'm 63. I don't think college kids don't know who I am.
The youths.
I don't think the youth know me.
You're going to have to go in there and tell the
Maybe
stories.
the youth can find me on TikTok. See, I've started putting my life on the D-list on my TikTok.
You sure have.
Because if it's no place else, why not? And maybe the youth can discover me on TikTok and I can let them think like I'm their discovery. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, this is my first tour. Whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever I have to say.
I'm obsessed with The Office. And during COVID, I know Gen Z all watched The Office. And they were all like, this new hot show.
Yeah. And then the podcast all took off about it. Yeah.
So it happens.
I know.
You're playing a lot of weird I mean, Madison is a weird city. I'm from Wisconsin, and Madison is a lot of college kids.
Right.
You're gonna have to go in there and talk about celebrities that they know at the Dula Peeps and like, you know what I mean?
Dua Lipa.
Yes.
She's a young one.
She's a youthful one.
Yeah. What about Lorde? She's kind of
She's from New Zealand.
Yeah, Lorde. She's kind of a bummer, Lorde. She always seems kind of.
It's not quite uplifting music.
Yeah, no.
No.
She's often in she's dour, as we would say. She's kind of dour.
Quite. You're going to Lexington, Kentucky?
Yes, can you believe it?
Work, bitch.
I know. And I've been sued in Kentucky by Covington Catholic high school families. Remember the MAGA hat kid? The guy that went up to the Native American guy at the National. So 12 of those families from that school sued me in Kentucky federal court and Kentucky state court because when I tweeted about that, they said that I would defame them and I should pay all of their college tuitions and also undisclosed sums of money. So I had to fight each case for 3 years till they were finally dismissed. Wow. And I have a case currently in Tennessee in front of the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals where there's a guy, a CEO named Samuel Johnson, who's harassing 2 trans kids at their prom photo shoot. And the boy's in a red dress. So I tweeted about it and he got fired. And he's saying he got fired because of my tweets, not his own behavior. So I'm in Tennessee federal court. If you want to come to the trial, I think that we would go over very well there.
I do have, and I'm sure you have this too, I do have like a short list phone tree for when I get in trouble or sued or something. I have people I call for support. And it's always someone who gets sued or in trouble more.
Right.
Because you need someone to go, oh, you'll be fine.
Right.
Oh, it's going to be fine. Because I don't know if this happens to you. Whenever something legal happens like that, I get so like twisted up about it.
Oh, of course.
Even if I think I'm right or something, my mind goes straight to the worst.
Yeah. And now I know, having had so many of these cases, I've actually had 5 cases brought by MAGA people since the Trump photo. I know they each take like 3 years to go through the system.
You can't lose sleep every night.
Right. So every time I get a new one, I'm like, 3 more years. But they all get dismissed.
And the lawyers are like,
oh, my lawyers love me. We're very close. And I do have the same lawyer as Miley Cyrus, and she's been sued more than me.
I love that.
I love her.
She's really, really fierce.
Yeah. See, she's someone who's come around about me and it means the world to me. Because when she was young, she thought I was the mean lady who told mean jokes. But now she's like, oh, you were just kidding.
Well, don't you have a few? I think I've heard you talk about a few. Has the Gwyneth come around?
No.
No.
But she does have a healthy amount of fear when she sees me, which I take as a badge of honor. Because that pill, you know what I mean?
I really
that
feel
one,
like if the drag queens and the comedians are talking about you, it means it's good.
Right.
If the drag queens and comedians are talking about you, you've done a good thing.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if Britney will ever come around, but I am fearful of the Free Britney movement. And,
those people?
Okay. They're
the FBI, don't be scared.
No.
The Trump people,
No.
don't be scared. The Britney people?
The Free Britney
Watch
people.
your back,
MAGA
bitch.
has nothing on the Free Britney people.
Oh, if your house got bugged, they'd be like, it wasn't Trump. It wasn't.
Right.
It was actually the Britney people.
Right. That's right. It was the Free Britney. It was Jason from Anaheim who's heading the movement.
Who has a rubber
whatever.
mask of your head with ketchup on it.
Exactly.
He's coming for you, bitch.
I know. But I will say she's fucking free.
Of course, icon. I mean, incredible.
I know. I'm just saying she's very free.
She is free.
Maybe a little too free. That's all
I
I'm
wonder
saying.
if you'll ever get to have her at one of your fabulous salons.
I love having these salons. Now, these really got me through being out of work because of being canceled. Then I had lung cancer. That's why my voice is a little bit diminished. I had lung cancer even though I never smoked.
so much.
Yeah, I've had like 5 surgeries since. Thank you. And now when I'm on the road, I use a Madonna headset microphone.
TED Talk.
Yes.
You're selling timeshares.
Oh, I pitched myself for TED like 5 times, and they finally said, "We don't think you have anything like really profound to say." Like not only have I been turned down by TED, and I don't know who TED is, but
I
not
don't
only
either.
has TED turned me down, but they've been like, "Miss Griffin, save yourself a call. Just stop." They're like, "Stop you before you can't stop yourself."
You're like, why? They're like, because we know you're just going to talk about Britney or something.
That's
and you're
right.
like,
That's right.
all right, you got
I'm
me
like,
there.
well, guilty as charged.
Right.
You know, TED.
So you started having the salons, and oh my God, I just saw this.
I'm very strict with the rules. Now, first of all, I got this idea from my dear departed friend, Gloria Vanderbilt, who I also was lucky enough to know and love and adore. And she would have these dinner parties. And she was so old that people didn't bring phones to the table anyway. But she gave me the idea to have a guest of honor. Because what I found is when you have a guest of honor at a dinner party, other people behave better.
Wow.
Yeah. And no phones are allowed at the table. And I don't care about your fucking kids. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Jimmy could fall off his bike.
Or
Jimmy's
maybe they
40.
won't. And if they're not, aren't you happy you had a good dinner?
Thank you. Catered. And I do place cards. So, people can't control really what anything they do, and they have to ask permission to go to the bathroom. It's like a EST seminar.
I like that. I just saw, somebody taped it one of your last ones because I saw a clip of Sia singing to Mo Collins.
Yes, I make Sia sing when she comes over. And
Sing for her supper, really.
I make her sing for her supper, and she's so, I'm so dazzled by her, period. As a person, she's probably the most generous person I've ever met.
She watches Survivor and picks up the phone and calls and sends money to her favorite people.
Right, exactly.
Very relatable.
Exactly.
Just normal things.
I would never. I'm too cheap. But
if they'd be like, you won the Trixie Mattel prize on Survivor.
I'd be like, here's a 50 Kathy Griffin t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I love Sia Furler, and she has been so good to me throughout the cancellation. And I just went over there yesterday and we got in bed like she's Liza Minnelli. I call her Liza and she calls me Lorna. And so we just watched 90 Day Fiancé, and I just think the world of her. And
she's
really
amazing
by how talented she is, because in an era of lip syncers and people that just aren't legit, I kind of like to have her sing spontaneously, because you can't believe how good she is. Just like that, with like no prompting. She just goes
she really
and she
busts
does it.
Out.
Yeah. No lip syncing allowed.
She's a great friend. I think I met her because she watched Trixie Motel, and then I had a hard time for a while, and I called her and I said, I don't know how to say this, but I think you've had some hard times, and do you mind if I just come over? And she was like, yeah. I just got in bed with her.
Yeah.
Just got in bed with her and cried.
And
Sometimes
the TV on the ceiling?
The TV on the ceiling.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't be bothered to do this.
No, she can't.
I need to watch TV
and why
like
should
this.
she? Why should she?
Why should
She's
she?
earned the right. What's going on?
Oh, did the wig fall off?
No, but you're moving it like a piece of furniture. It's on.
Can you
it's
believe?
on.
What if I wore it more like 5-head representation?
I see more brow.
Is this hair that you have from your head?
No, this is hair from my head. And then there's some magic hair on top. I'm actually wearing a toupee. I call it a toupee because I don't know the real name for it, but it's basically a toupee.
Well, there's the Rachel, but you really, for touring, could do the Kathy.
Yeah.
You could have a wig that you shake out and just...
Oh, I love wigs on the road. And
that's
also,
what I'm saying.
Sometimes, you know what it is, sometimes you really do get to a gig late, or there's because I fly private, fly commercial, and drive. I try to mix it up on tour.
You're very high-low. I'm going to fly private, but I'm going to wear my $40 shake and go wig, bitch.
Right. And rent a Kia.
Yeah. I mean, if in those big venues too, and your hair is color treated, and if you're heat styling it every night, it's not exactly great for it.
Yeah. No, and then right after I just whip it off and shake it out, and then I look like just a shaggy dog on the way home, but who cares?
Well, you once said that Cher has long hair in real life, which is very chilling.
It's crazy.
To know.
She doesn't need wigs. She just likes them. But she has very long, thick hair. And it's like this, I don't know. I shouldn't say I haven't seen her in actually a few years, but it's like down to here last time I saw her. And it was Cher hair, meaning it looked like it kind of her wigs.
I have this idea that she takes it off and her real hair is longer and blacker and glossier under there. And she's
It's
just trying to be
glossy
modest.
because she doesn't wear her real hair. So she doesn't like do stuff to it.
Wow.
Do you know, one time I was over at her house and do you know who cut her hair? Came over to cut her hair? Jose Ebert.
Cut her hair?
Jose Ebert. Now he's from my
rich people
era.
get their hair cut at home.
Oh yeah.
I forget about that.
Oh, I can't go to a salon.
They come to your house. And you love it.
Or else. So Jose Ebert was like the most famous hairdresser in the world in like the 70s and 80s. And I didn't know he was still alive. And there he is.
You said, oh, hello. We didn't know you were still with us.
No. And he did it. He cut the hair and they talked like two old friends, which is what they were. And it was a time capsule moment.
Please tell me it was like a 1/4-inch trim too.
Yeah, it was nothing. It was a joke.
Love that.
And afterwards I was like, when's he going to start?
It looks exactly the same.
Yes. I
just want to shout out some more cities here. You're going to Hartford, Connecticut, Omaha. You're going to Indianapolis, Ottawa. You really are doing America proper.
I'm doing the real America.
You're skipping the LAs, the New Yorks. Have you going to Chicago?
No. Which is my hometown, by the way. But I think what I'm going to do is do this tour from February 2nd till June. Then I think summer off. And then I think I'll play the larger markets in the fall if I'm able, meaning if this tour does well enough, then I can do like New York, LA, Chicago, Houston, whatever.
You're going to do incredible. Everybody loves you.
I can't wait to hit the stage.
I
can't wait.
I remember, I don't know how we did have cable growing up, but I'd never seen a comedy special. I'd never seen real comedy.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing one of your specials when I was like a kid. And I didn't, before you know how to call it stand up, you're like, what is that? What's going on there? And you're like my earliest memory was watching your specials.
So nice.
And then stealing them on LimeWire.
Good.
So I probably owe you some money.
You owe me like 17 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say before you peace out and go see people?
Just watch me on my socials and go to kathygriffin.com for tickets and come see me because I am coming to your town.
She really is.
Whether you like it or not, I'll be there.
Yeah. Maybe instead of doing bigger cities, you just keep devolving to doing even smaller cities.
Until I'm just doing living rooms.
Totally. All right. Wave bye to Kathy, everyone. Bye.
I love you, Trixie. Thank you.
Of course.